Well, good morning everyone. Welcome back to my channel, my s10 shopping garage. You guessed it, I'm who that is. I'm Mike. Okay, I'm going to get this turned back around onto the car and we're going to get the fluid in it and check for the leak. And I'm going to show you where to check the level at and level up the car as best as you can. Preferably a rack would be better, but since I don't have a rack, here's what I did and turn it around. Okay, the e-brake's on. I can't rightfully chalk it, but it's all good and safe. But do it the way you need to do it, that you can do it. Like I said, preferably a rack would be the best way to do it. Level it off the best you can, and I'm going to show you how to check the level. But give me a second. Okay, as you know, the fluid so far has all looked good. The paint is torqued back on 90 inch-pounds. Create your own torque. I did the final torque. Went from when I pulled out the #1 bolt, went around in a circle and did it. It don't have to be torqued on like you do a head, but I did the cross pattern at 45 inch-pounds, then the final at 90, and she's on. Now the drain plug, or excuse me, not drain plug, check plug, right here. You're going to see this for the first time as I am doing it at this time when I sprung the leak. So here we go. Now we're just looking to see how the fluid looks if there's any coming out. But to do this correctly, level the vehicle, it under it, 11 millimeter, and motor needs to be operating temperature and in neutral or drive, excuse me, not drive, park, and e-brake on and check it. See what we have here. That's what I figured. Nothing. Okay. Back in we go. Finger snug it. That should do it. We'll be back later at this. Let's get the fluid in it. Now we're going to do the fluid here momentarily, but I want to show you where the fill plug is at. Right, if you can see it. My finger's pointing toward it. And see if I can get you a better view of this. Hopefully. Right there's the fill plug. That's the easy part. And getting the phone down there shouldn't be too bad. But GM, you couldn't make it much more difficult. We're not going to ask GM that because it's difficult enough now versus back in my time on the dipstick tube to do this. So let's do the fluid. Okay, we're getting ready to do this, and here's the fill plug cap, so you know what you're looking for, looking at. That's supposed to stand for transmission fluid. Okay, so be it. And with the funnel, I may have to use a different one. Right down there is the hole. And by the looks of it, I'm going to need a different funnel. Okay, see what we got. Okay, I'm getting ready to put the fluid in now. We're 4 minutes into this. I hope this is not all in vain, but all the fluid looks good so far. And with the check plug with no fluid coming out, I hope that's not a bad sign. It's just low, but I guesstimate I lost 10 quarts and only holds 10 to 13. So far, so good. So here we go. As soon as I get some fluid, I'll be right back. Excuse the noise, it's the traffic out the road. Just so y'all see what I'm using. Okay, one's open, let's do it. Okay, the first 4 quarts is in. I'm not sure how much I lost, but I figure 4 quarts will show me a little something, I hope. So I'm hoping it's not over 8 quarts I lost. And let's do the check plug and see what we have. But yep, to actually test it correctly, motor needs to be running, warmed up, everything set on safety mode and, well, chalk, so forth on a rack, and check it while it's doing its thing. I want to do a cold check to see if I've got fluid up to the check plug. So let's take a look. Okay, let's hope we have fluid come out. Nothing. Okay. I'm not sure if that's good or not, being it's not operating temperature. We got fluid in it, of course. And this will have to be done several times. Back to the fluid. Alright, we're roughly at 6 quarts now. Let's give it a check. I got approximately 6 quarts in it now. Now let's check it, see where we're at. Voila! Good. 6 quarts. Did y'all see that? Just in case. And I'm hoping it went through the clutches, the bands. Check this out. Looks darn good. Of course, it's new fluid, but I'm hoping that if anything was burnt in it, it'd pick that up and come out this way, even though it didn't come out in the pan. If it had it, I feel a lot better. My transmission is probably saved. Okay, back up top. So I'm going to take the funnel out and I'm going to put the cap back in, because of the previous, well, not previous, but a video I've done a while back on my s10 Aveo, that without the cap on, being a sealed unit, and for the motor itself on that car, it developed a miss or a sputter. Put the oil cap back on, it's a sealed setup, vacuum wise, I suppose, on that one. So I'm going to do this just to be on the safe side. Okay, we're 7.5 minutes into this. I have disconnected the coil pack. As you can see, hopefully right there, there's the lock to it. I used a scribe or an awl to take the connection loose. Hopefully it'll turn over fast enough they can pump the fluid, of course without starting, and hopefully we'll see where this is leaking and the trans is saved. So give me a sec. Okay, I'm back. I haven't tried it yet, but I do want to bring to your attention before I do this that the filter that I put in has very little fluid in it. Hopefully this process I'm doing will circulate enough to where we can see it's getting fluid up here and see where the leak is at. I got a hunch it's either the line above the filter in that area or it's that trans cooler. So let's find out. Well, I've cranked it over several times and I see no fluid dripping. That's where it has been dripping. So nothing new that I see. Darn. And since it's cranking over, which I'm hoping indicates to me that the transmission is still good. That's the only way I can tell you on this. So let's give it a few more tries. If I have to, I'll start it. Okay, now we got a fresh drip. So apparently it's up in there somewhere, so let's take a look. I think I found the leak. It's right here at the filter. Maybe a flaw, I don't know. As I can feel it through here, all good. All good, except right there. I may have to devise a different type of filter. But I want to call it, it's that filter right there. The one I didn't design the filter, but it's not designed for transmission fluid. So it could be a flaw, it could be what I've done. I'll give it 50-50 at that. the fluid may have eaten away at it, the chemicals in it, I don't know. So let's see what I can do. It's going to be a bit. We're 10 minutes into this. I'm going to call it being the filter right now. I'm going to go get another one, give it a try, and see what we've got. And if it's the filter, I'll have to design another way of doing this. Okay, I've cranked it over probably a good 2 dozen times. So let's see what we got down here. Because the transmission fluid warms up and gets operating temperature, it expands. But we know that hasn't happened yet. We're just checking fluid, period. Ah, it's going to need some more. It's filling itself up the rest of the way. Okay. There's going to be about a quart at a time doing this. Alright. I'll wipe that residue off because I don't know if I got a pan leak now or not. Now, I have wiped the filter off the best that I can. Still getting some fluid there. I'm pretty much convinced now that that's the problem. So give me a second. I've just added some more fluid. Just wipe the filter off again. So far, as we can see, there's no fluid to the outside in quantity. So we're going to crank it over again and see if we got a trans fluid spot on the outside again. See if it starts dripping. And while we're in here, since I added more fluid, might as well do the check here. About right at, or just over a half a quart. Nothing. Okay. I have a hunch all the residue of transmission fluid through here, or along here, was from that. We checked it a couple of times before. Okay, more fluid, and we'll check it again. Of course, you got a total of 8 quarts in it now. So let's take a look, see what we have. For 12.5 minutes. And here we are again. This is a lot simpler, quicker job to do, but not the way I'm doing it. The rack and go to it. Ah, fluid and quite a bit. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, I know I'm making a mess. Looks like I'm bleeding. That's a good steady stream. A little too much in it, but I'm not starting it yet either. Okay, by chance I have a rag handy? Yep, sure do. And yep, that's where that residue on that pan come from. Yep. At least it's all looking good. I hope it's not all in vain, and so far it's not. Okay. Let's get back to the filter now. It looks like I got a little dab on the outside. And it looks like it's building. So give me a sec. He's wiped off the best I can. We don't see the puddle there. So let's give her another crank over and see what we have. Now you can see it. Now I'm convinced. Now it's the filter. We know where the leak's at, so stay tuned. I'll be back. We'll go get another filter, try that out, or devise another system.